to the Elusive Truth with Rich and Larry. I'm your host, Rich. Larry is taking a trip to Midwest. I hope he's feeling better. We'll talk about him later in another episode. We're about to start a GoFundMe for him. We're praying for you, Larry, and Godspeed. With that, I would just let you know that my voice sounds a little funny. I'm just starting to get over the flu bug that hits everybody right about now, which apparently is really bad. Just look at the people in New York. Everybody's wearing a mask because they think that's going to save them. But in reality, it's environmental. There's a lot of stuff going on out there that we'll get into later. Anyway, we're going to start off with Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. This is what I found, and they do not want you to know. Very interesting. Let's have a listen.
Y'all, one of the things that they fear, is us going around the narrative and sharing information that's not part of the script, right? So today I'm going to present you guys with Dr. Brian Ardis, A-R-D-I-S. And when he says what he's about to say, stay the whole 10 minutes. It's very powerful stuff. But when he says what he's about to say and it hits your ear, it's going to ring true so fast, and then you're going to see exactly what's going on.
The reason why they use DNA from the cells of other humans and other animals in vaccines is to trigger an autoimmune reaction. Now, I'm going to set this up for everybody.
I feel sick.
This is to make you aware. This is the autoimmune industry complex. Inject people without them asking or knowing DNA from other species and other humans into their body. You will wreck their immune system and create autoimmune diseases for life. Do you want to know how I know it?
No.
Real simply. Have you ever heard of a person getting an organ transplant?
Sure.
Yes.
Name an organ that they like to transplant.
Kidneys.
Kidneys are a good one. Yep. Kidneys, liver, hearts, right? You get all these, right? Lungs for pulmonary fibrosis. They have lots of organs they do transplants from. When a person you've ever known gets an organ transplant, that organ is coming from another human.
Yeah.
So they're finding someone who died or has sacrificed their own organ, and they're going to put that organ inside of your body. Let's give the kidney, for example. When they do that and they wake you up from the surgery, they then immediately prescribe to you 10 to 15 drugs for life that are called anti-rejection drugs.
Okay.
Your immune system's going to reject the organ and kill it. Why? Your immune system knows it ain't yours.
Foreign, yeah.
So it's going to go attack it. After it creates antibodies that totally destroy that organ, if you weren't on those drugs, that organ that you just received from somebody else has the DNA structure of kidneys. Guess what happens after it gets done attacking that kidney? It's going to be, those antibodies are floating around in your body looking for what?
Kidneys.
Kidney cells, kidney tissue. They are going to then start attacking your kidneys, and you will develop autoimmunity of your kidneys, chronic kidney failure, and you will be on dialysis for life.
Jeez.
The body, we know, will reject and destroy any tissue that's foreign that isn't your DNA. This is a great design by God, by the way. Don't put other DNA in your body.
Right.
So now you put Cocker Spaniel DNA inside of a 6-month-old. You put hepatitis B inside of a 12-hour-old baby.
Yeah.
And you set them up for autoimmune diseases lifelong. This is why you get juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, juvenile diabetes,
Yes.
SIDS. Why did you get all these conditions of autism? This is
So
what they're
many
doing.
more diseases malfunction. Like autoimmune diseases or something that it's not here, but now it's like everybody. It's common. You're everywhere.
Oh, everybody in the audiences, have you ever wondered why it is so many children and adults are allergic to eggs? 7 out of the 9 flu vaccines have what's called ovalbumin, or by name, egg protein. Well, I looked that up. I wanted the world to see, why is there egg white in every one of these flu vaccines? Egg whites.
In the flu vaccine.
In the flu vaccine, 7 of the 9. So I looked it up. I wanted to know what eggs
It's
did
not
this
an
come
angel
from.
food cake.
I want to know what eggs, what egg whites from what animals are inside these flu vaccines. All right, so for the first 70 years of vaccine production, they were actually cultured in chicken eggs. They would actually inject. Judy Mikovits used to make them, vaccines at the NIH, injecting the substrate into chicken eggs to culture whatever it is they're trying to grow, that they then put in a syringe and inject inside of you. Any chicken egg protein they inject inside of you as a baby, you will develop lifelong egg allergies to. Just so you know, in the last 20 years, it's no longer chicken eggs.
What is it?
It's snake eggs.
Oh, you're kidding.
90% of all vaccines are manufactured in China, and look it up. There's documentaries about this all over. They are called Chinese snake villages, and they just culture snake eggs for the pharmaceutical giants in China to manufacture 90% of all of our vaccines that we receive in America.
What is the deal with snakes?
So chicken DNA, snake DNA. Do you want to know why there's so much autoimmunity, so many actual disease states, chronic illnesses in Americans? You're injecting foreign DNA that doesn't belong to you into you. And as long as you stay ignorant and blissfully happy to follow blindly the faith of your white coat authority figures,
Yes.
who don't know anything either,
Yep.
these little booklets will be very powerful. And I want
Very
everybody buying them
powerful.
and then giving them to their MDs after they can't answer your questions because none of them have a clue.
Can we get you back on when the book comes out?
You better believe
You
it.
cover this
Yeah.
because
We're going to do it for all
honestly,
vaccines. The flu one's going to be first.
I don't even
July.
I
The
don't want to do any
vaccine-
more interviews today. I'm like
Yeah,
done.
We
I'm
never
like,
run a national
Oh.
weeks of it, and it's, everywhere you go, every billboard, Walgreens, CVS, get your flu shot.
I'm going to buy one of these books for Travis
everywhere.
Kelsey and send him like a box
Yeah,
of
no
them.
kidding.
Yeah,
To the
can, I,
Kansas
can, I,
Chiefs.
can I say one other thing before we go?
Of course.
Yeah, I can't be more sick and disturbed than I am now, so go ahead.
So my presentation here a few minutes ago was totally different than anything I've done. I decided to show the world who was the real target of the pandemic called COVID. So I put it up. The American Diabetes Association just published that 40% of all COVID-19 deaths in America were in diabetics only. That's the largest percentage of anybody who died from COVID are diabetics worldwide. So I put up on the screen, the American Diabetes Association admits that 40% of all COVID deaths came from diabetics. All right, so let's introduce you to American Diabetes Association's mission statement and how long they've been around.
How long?
Since 1939 is when they were founded. And their mission statement is, we provide research to manage, cure, and prevent diabetes. That's their mission statement. So I went like this. How are they doing after 84
Yeah,
years?
no
How many,
I said,
where were we at in 1939?
so we just finished 4 years, and almost half of everybody that died were diabetics
Yep.
in America. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So how are they doing with their prevention and cure of diabetes? They've been researching for 84 years. I put up on the screen a chart that the American Diabetes Association shows that in 1980, 41 years later, after that organization was set up and collecting donations and research for diabetes to cure it and prevent it, I showed in 2010 they published on a bar graph that there was 5.5 million Americans with diabetes in 1980.
How many?
There was 5.5 million
Okay.
Americans with diabetes in 1980.
Okay.
They show it all the way to 2010. 2010, it's 21 million Americans
What?
are diabetics. And then I showed what is it right now in 2023. It's actually 38.4 million now. That's almost double in
That's a hockey
13
stick.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole chart just goes straight like this. So I showed the numbers and highlighted. I said, this is an organization committed for 84 years to prevent and cure diabetes. Are they working? Are they figuring it out?
No.
And then I showed that the World Health Organization just published that in the next 27 years, they expect 1.31 billion people on Earth to be diabetic, which these people didn't know it, and y'all don't either. Right now, there's only 500 million. They expect
Almost triple
2.5 times that in the next 27 years. So I went like this. All
How are
right,
they
so
gonna do this?
you're an organization. For 84 years, you've been researching and creating products to cure and prevent diabetes. How well are they doing after 84 years? And I wanted to know, since 2010 to now, 2023,
Yep.
how much money has been donated to the American Diabetes Association
That's a great
to
question.
suck
Yeah.
at curing diabetes?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I put on
Yeah.
the screen.
Yep.
How much have they been given to suck 100% at preventing COVID
Yeah.
or preventing diabetes? So I put up every single Form 990 from the IRS, which they declare all revenue given to the American Diabetes Association every year since 2010. And I showed every single one of them and highlighted in red. Look at the red square. This is the amount of money donated every year. 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then I showed the total.
And?
The total is $2.5 billion has given to the American Diabetes Association.
Oh my God.
In the same time frame, they have doubled the amount of diabetes in this country.
You know, there's not a lot of, you can be an NFL coach, not win a game every year, and keep getting raises.
No.
And then I showed them. The American Diabetes in 1939 said they're committed to preventing and curing diabetes. How close are they? And I put up the American Diabetes Association's website, and it says, what is a cause of diabetes and the cure? It actually says, there is no known cure for diabetes, period. I showed them the whole world. I said, wait a minute. We've been giving this organization for 84 years billions of dollars to solve one problem. And then I said on the screen, how many of you do you think would be paid by your employer for 84 years to solve a problem specific to your audiences and customer base and you never came up with a solution for 84 years, would you still have a job?
No way.
And they all said, you would be fired. That was the next thing on my screen.
absolutely.
Nope, you would be fired. You wouldn't have a job. So this is when I showed them how much money they've been given. Then I showed a list. Currently, the medical profession actually has a list of all incurable diseases they know of. And on that list is cancer. So my last part of this presentation was, well, if cancer is still not curable, how long has the American Cancer Society been investing donations and research to look for a cure for cancer?
What year?
They started in 1913.
Really?
And then I showed just the last 3 years worth of donations to the American Cancer Society, who publishes There Is No Cure for Cancer. I just showed them. It is $4.5 billion have been donated in the last 3 years alone to a cancer
That's
organization
ridiculous.
who has no effing clue yet how to solve the problem. They've created an organization to research.
Yeah.
So I set up on the screen, and everybody watching at home, please, for the love of God, stop giving money to the American Cancer
Yes.
Society, American Diabetes Association, any medical foundation. There is no known published cures of any of them. And we're giving them billions of dollars, and they are continuing to allow the problem they're professing to be looking for a fix for.
Man.
They're not interested in that. So I put up on the screen, you want to donate your money to somebody? Donate to the Healing for the Ages group.
There you
That's 4 doctors who in 2024 will start doing research studies and proving to you we can reverse diabetes and cancer. And it's not going to cost billions of dollars. You just tell all your corporations and yourself, you want to make donations? Go to this donate button at healingfortheages.com. We, in January, are all meeting in Arizona to discuss the research studies we're going to do in preparation for our September conference. And we're going to bring those people up that we help cure and reverse diabetes, cancer, autoimmune disease, you name it. Watch. We need funding. They do not need funding.
Yes.
That's right.
My last slide was Albert Einstein said, doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result is insanity. It's insane to give these companies any more donations or money.
Yeah.
When in 84 years and 113 years later, there's zero solutions for it.
Such a great point. Okay, so
Man.
you go to healingfortheages.com, donate there.
There's a donate button at the top.
If
Just
you
donate.
if you want to learn more about the flu shot, go to
DrArtistShow.com.
The Dr.
Artistshow.
Show.com. DrArtistShow.com.
Dr. Brian ARDIS. I mean, did it connect? Like when you were hearing that stuff, did it connect? Can you see now why this isn't working well? My next couple videos are going to be follow-ups to this one. I want you to share this video with your friends. Very minimal commentary so they can actually hear from a professional in the field. Lay out the common sense tracking so you can track, right? And then go, he just laid the whole thing out in a common way that even a super simple person can understand why there's no such thing as a good vaccine. Okay? Share this video with your friends. Hit that thumbs up. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do a couple of videos that are going to be pertinent to this information. It's pretty powerful stuff, man. What are we doing?
What is going on? What did I just listen to? How can that be true? 84 years and billions of dollars for diabetes and nothing, and they're just getting worse? That's crazy. Anything with American in it, meaning American Diabetic Association, American Heart Association, American Cancer Association. What are they doing? They're doing the exact opposite. And then probably they did find some type of cure, but if they find a cure, then they don't need any more money. So they're done. And you got to keep paying the machine, the system. Absolutely insane. We've been lied to our entire lives. These doctors have got out of control. The Hippocratic Oath has been thrown in the garbage, and money, money, money. That's all it is. From pharmaceuticals to rogue doctors to crazy Epstein file things promoting COVID vaccinations and crazy stuff. That is nuts. I grew up with a medical family. My mom was a nurse, so we're closely at the hospital all the time. I was taught to respect doctors and what they say, and I really believe them. But now I have no idea what the heck is going on. And this all came out a year ago. And still, I'm sure that most of you have not even heard anything about this. This is crazy. Again, go to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy on YouTube. They have weekly videos, and it's disturbing. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff for that spiral-bound book of herbs and remedies where a lot of people are saying diabetes can be cured with the right herbs and combinations of stuff. But no, don't do that because you're not paying the machine, so it can't be true. We're just getting sicker and sicker and getting nowhere. The advancements are not happening. And I'm sure they did take place, but again, they always say pharmaceutical companies will go out of business if they cure something. They just help the symptoms. They want that person in for life. That means profit, money, money, money. And think about that. What did they say? 1 billion people in the next 20 years? 1 billion people taking medication daily for this? That's just unbelievable. Trillions of dollars going to God only knows. For our next piece, we're going to Riverside Homestead with Conan Barston. He puts out a weekly show, if not twice a week, of homesteading and other important information that we definitely don't get to hear about. Is this why everyone is getting sick? It's unbelievable. Have a listen.
A new health report is raising eyebrows and concerns over some of America's most popular candies. According to the Florida Department of Health, tests show arsenic was detected in 28 out of 46 candy products.
Arsenic isn't just a scary word, it's a deadly element. Very well known as a poison, and even the tiniest amounts can cause serious health damage. And now the shocking part, knowing that it's in our food. Watch.
Today, Florida's First Lady, Casey DeSantis, and Florida Surgeon General, Dr. Joseph Ladapo, provided an update on their Healthy First initiative with Governor Ron DeSantis in the Villages. A few months ago, the state launched the Make America Healthy Again Florida initiative. State researchers tested foods parents give to children, including baby formula and candy. The results show that many of the candy tested showed elevated levels of toxins.
There's a reasonable expectation that our food supply, especially foods marketed to children, should not contain toxic chemicals.
I was really shocked by the levels of arsenic in common candies. The levels of arsenic in common candies are much higher, 2, 3, 4 times higher than even foods that we know have high levels of arsenic.
They say it's important that parents read labels closely and stay away from processed food and limit candy. He says the state will continue to test food and keep parents informed about what they find.
Cancer, heart disease, developmental issues, dangerous amounts in our foods, to the extent of you surpassing the safe amount allotted in 1 year in just one sitting. You guys got to watch this. These videos I've got me deep diving this like crazy. This is what AI has to say. I think it's actually being honest. Did you know that arsenic, even in minute doses, have been linked to cancers, heart disease, and developmental issues? Historically, it was infamously known as a dangerous poison used in dark chapters of history. Yeah, they used it to off people. Now it's already in some candy, exposing children and adults to levels that could exceed a years-long safe amount in just one sitting. What I'm about to show you will make you rethink on what you think is actually safe. Reality is, everyday treats are hiding these levels. And it raises the question, where are our watchdogs? Where's the FDA? Where's the CDC? Aren't they supposed to protect us from this? Are they paying enough attention? Or is it something else? My name is Cohen. I've been around for a while. I give you guys a lot of emergency preparedness tips. And lately, it's been a lot of food awareness and ingredients awareness. If you guys appreciate that, please hit the thumbs up right now. Give me a yes or no down in the description in regards to yes, I knew about this, or no, this is brand new. And if you guys like staying up to date, please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell if you'd want to stay up to date as the minute I put out a video. Today, we're going to be going through all these slides, tons of stuff that sounds like they're starting to warn us that it's pretty darn dangerous. Now, this isn't a lot of stuff is what I'm learning, but today, in regards to candy, you may not eat candy, but if you're a parent or know a parent, this is some pretty crazy information, and you should know this anyways. So I've got a couple other clips that I want to show you here in a few minutes, but the first one I want to show you is to catch you up on the First Lady, Casey DeSantis. She did a huge announcement, huge speech about The Florida Department of Health found dangerous levels of arsenic in candies and Jolly Ranchers and a bunch of other stuff. Real quick, let's catch you guys up on exactly what she said about this.
So under this initiative, as the governor has mentioned, we started with baby formula because there is no more vulnerable population than, of course, the babies and the youngest among us. The Florida Department of Health, we tested 24 different baby formulas, and then what they found was very troubling. They found that in 16 of the 24, they contained elevated levels of arsenic, cadmium, mercury, and lead. And for many infants, formula is their sole source of nutrition during the critical stages of development. And this, of course, for us and for many parents and grandparents, this is unacceptable.
Real quick, is there any parents or grandparents out there in the community? Let me know if you guys want me to deep dive that specific topic, baby formula, etc. I'll do a video just on that to catch you guys up on what you need to be aware of and stay away from.
And we made it clear that this testing, and we're continuing to work on that with the baby formula, but that is not where we're going to stop. We said we're going to continue to do the testing. And so next, as promised, the attention has turned to another category heavily consumed by children, and that is candy. Through independent testing conducted by certified laboratories, the Florida Department of Health tested 46 different candy brands from 10 different companies.
Take in mind, folks, every single holiday that America has, what do they endorse and what do they push, and what are the grocery shelves stocked to the brim with? Candy.
Of those, 33 were traditional, well-known candies, brands that we grew up with, things like Three Musketeers and Snickers and Skittles and Nerds and Kit Kats and Jolly Ranchers. In 26 of the 33 traditional candy brands tested, arsenic was detected at elevated levels. These levels are problematic when evaluated over the course of a year, and this is where the distinction is so crucially important. The concern here is not necessarily about one single piece of candy on one single day. The concern is when these products are consumed, as they realistically are, repeatedly over time, exposure can exceed what the Department of Health has determined to be safe annual allotment for arsenic. And here's why the context really matters. Take Nerds, for example. Yes, my daughter really likes Nerds. According to the department's analysis, consuming more than 96 Nerds, the small granular pieces of Nerds in a year, exceeds what is considered a safe annual arsenic exposure for children. But 96 Nerds, as we well know, is not typically what comes in a box. When you think about it, a typical smaller box can contain about 2,000. If you get one of those big boxes that you get like a movie theater, that's about 8,000 Nerds. Asking families to stop at 96 pieces over a year is not realistic when it's viewed against how the product is packaged, marketed, and then consumed. Another example to give you context and perspective is Swedish fish. The Department of Health determined that more than 8 pieces of Swedish fish exceed the estimated safe annual arsenic exposure level for a child. Yet in a typical small bag, usually 3 to 5 ounces, there are anywhere from 50 to 100 pieces. Stopping at 8 pieces does not reflect the real-world consumption. The same with Jolly Ranchers. The hard candies also kids love. The department's analysis shows that more than 6 pieces can exceed the annual safe threshold for arsenic exposure. A standard 7-ounce bag typically contains anywhere from 25, 30, 40 individually wrapped candies. And on it goes through 26 different days.
Tell me, does that not blow your mind? Was it 90 Nerds and the box has thousands? Was it 8 Swedish fish and there's like 100 in a package? We're talking about annual limits, not in a day, not in a week, and not in a month. The safe level for a year. Get this. You think all this coming to light would yank that stuff right off the shelves, right? To my knowledge, nothing has been recalled. Let that sink in. Now I want to show you this. This goes in detail on a lot of specific brands and specific products. But let me take 2 seconds to tell you this. When it comes to these huge companies that are all part of a larger umbrella in the means of ownership or major shareholder, which calls the shots. The more we buy our monthly consumer goods from these companies that are like a big monopoly, and their hands get slapped every once in a while with a class action lawsuit, which ends up in a settlement, and guess what? the product stays on the shelf? I don't think we've seen anything yet. This is a new era of this type of stuff coming to light and people being like, whoa, I thought we were protected. I thought federal agencies, government agencies made sure that we were getting safe stuff. Nah, this is just the front end of a huge wave. We're gonna see more and more and more of this. That's why I encourage people to stop funding them, stop buying their stuff. They have a monopoly on most every single thing that you use in your life and need to use on a daily, monthly, yearly basis. Pick another option. If you don't have an option, I have a team in place to show you a store that is American made, better ingredients, and you're supporting a family-owned business that has nearly 500 options. And this company has the same values as me and you. So if you haven't yet, please take a look at this store. Fund a store that aligns with your values, or find family farms, people that make safe stuff. I would highly recommend not to continue to fund these guys. Just get some more information, link in the description and the pinned comment. Now this guy right here does a good job on going through specific things that you might want to watch out for.
Independently tested. 28 of the most popular candy brands were just independently tested and found to have dangerous levels of arsenic. 26 of the 48 brands sampled failed the test, with Tootsie Rolls being the worst at 570 parts per billion, followed by Jolly Ranchers at 540 parts per billion, and Twizzlers at 510, and Sour Patch Kids with 470 parts per billion of arsenic. And based on Florida's children's safety limit, you can only consume 4 Twizzlers, 6 Jolly Ranchers, 8 Tootsie Rolls, and 36 Sour Patch Kids per year to avoid negative health effects. Children consuming anything more than this is considered significantly harmful, with a single theater-sized box of Nerds being 20 times over the health limit. Long-term arsenic exposure is linked to developmental delays in children, along with skin and kidney issues later in life. In news, the cleanest products tested were Yum Earth, Unreal, and Annie's Organic, which had the lowest heavy metals of the bunch. You can scan your candy for the latest research and testing in the Oasis app to see if it's good or bad.
I used to eat Tootsie Rolls. I'm doomed. Now I want to show you a couple graphs that you guys can snap a photo of, probably stuff that you want to stay a long ways away from. But isn't it wild that finally we're starting to see stuff on news all of a sudden about this toxic stuff? It's been around for a while. Here's another clip that sneaked in through the news.
A new health report is raising eyebrows and concerns over some of America's most popular candies. According to the Florida Department of Health, tests show arsenic was detected in 28 out of 46 candy products from 10 major brands. That includes treats bought online and from stores across the state. Health officials say they used a certified lab method to measure total arsenic, but it doesn't distinguish between forms that are more or less harmful. They then calculated safe consumption levels based on hypothetical monthly and annual exposure, especially for children whose smaller body weight makes them more vulnerable. No product recalls have been issued, and experts emphasize that actual risk depends on how often and how much of these candies you eat. The National Confectioners Association, representing U.S. candy makers, pushed back, calling the report misguided. They say Florida's benchmarks don't match federal standards and point to FDA data showing much lower arsenic levels. Here's a snapshot of how many pieces per year would reach the report's threshold. Nerds, 96 Sour Patch Kids, 36 Jolly Ranchers, 6 Twizzlers straw.
Ooh, it looks like they're going on a little bit of the defensive run there. Now, this is a chart right here. You guys might want to take a snapshot of this because it kind of gives you an idea of what candy to stay away from. You know, you might be new to this, and maybe you still are going to buy candy, but you want to stay away from the ones that are really bad. These are the ones that are really bad. Now, here in a second, I want to do one last thing before I end this video. I want to ask AI, what is even the purpose of arsenic in food, in candy? Are you curious about that? We're gonna find out. But it blows my mind. One little box of Nerds is 20 times the amount of safe level of arsenic, right? Never thought I would even say that there's a safe level of arsenic to consume, right? Think of a child eating a box of Nerds, and in that one box, which they will demolish one box easy, 20 times the safe limit for a year. That's crazy. Here's another photo. You guys can snap a shot of this. That way you've got it on your phone. There's some better ones down there. Like you can see at the bottom, Unreal. I think I saw Annie's, or yeah, Annie's is right there. There's a couple better brands. So if you guys are gonna buy candy, at least get the stuff that doesn't have arsenic in it, right? Okay, so earlier I was asking you about arsenic and candies and the levels and all that kind of stuff, but it's kind of brought up another question. Why are candy companies and and food companies in general putting arsenic into candy, into foods when it's known to be a toxin? Like, what is the purpose? Well, how does it serve the food? Does it do something? Does the arsenic, is it a preservative? Can you fill us in on what the purpose is of using arsenic, or if it just accidentally gets in there or something?
So there's no legitimate purpose for adding arsenic into food. It's not something any reputable company would deliberately use. If it shows up, it's generally due to contamination from soil or water, since arsenic naturally occurs in some environments. Modern regulations are supposed to keep those levels extremely low. So if arsenic is detected, it's almost always accidental and never intentional.
Okay, so that answers that question. It is not supposed to be in there, and it's supposed to be detected. And I mean, seriously though, like a lot of these high processed, think about this, contaminated soil, contaminated water, a lot of these foods that we're talking about are 100% heavily processed. Like they're not going out to the field to farm some stuff to make nerds, you know what I mean? So how exactly is arsenic getting into these heavily processed foods? There's the question. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Remember, if you didn't watch this video or this video, a couple other really good ones with the same style of good information. And also don't forget, I've got a link in the description and the pinned comment for those of you that want to start shopping from a safe place. We've got some food options, and we've got a lot of safe products that you guys use on a regular basis, and you're buying them from Walmart, you're buying them from Amazon, you're purchasing them and funding some company that you probably really don't want to. Now, please share this out if you found value. It's how the people at the top that actually can get some stuff done about this will get the information. It's got to be a lot of attention on this type of stuff, and a lot of people need to know for anything to change. Got a lot coming down the pipe for you guys. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you guys on the next one.
What is going on here? When sugar in candy is the healthiest ingredient in candy, not arsenic, not heavy metals. Unbelievable. It's 2026. You would think we'd be able to make food and sweets better for us, at least not trying to kill us. Unbelievable. Need to check out Riverside Homestead. Cohen brings up every week crazy topics. Last week was Oreos. You know, Oreos are 87% processed. The cream in it is made of rapeseed oil and emulsifiers. The chocolate cookie has no cocoa in it whatsoever. And if you put a torch to it, it doesn't burn. It just glows. Oreo cookies. Absolutely crazy. And the week before, bread. We're taught lately that gluten's the enemy. Well, they forgot to tell you about the heavy metals they've been dumping into our bread supply. And our bottled water is another topic. It's crazy. They're poisoning us every day with our most common foods. While doing this research, it came to me, what happens in the fall? They promote vaccinations. And then October 31st comes around. It's the biggest candy happy day of all time. Kids, multiple types of candies. And that was one of my favorites. And then Christmas with all the sweets. Then what happens? Winter, springtime, the flu hits everybody because our immune systems have been taxed all year long, and then with that one final push at the end. Crazy. And poor Senator Kennedy. Maha, make America healthy again. He's a quack. He doesn't know anything. He's not a doctor. He's just destroying our institutions. Red dye number 40 or whatever it is, and it's absolutely maddening. And the CDC, they don't do anything. I mean, what is going on? They are totally poisoning us, and they're not doing anything about it. And if you go to your grocery store today, go look at the candy aisle. It's usually half the store. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but wow. But I will tell you, at least half the store is poison. Unbelievable. Again, Riverside Homestead, go check out Cohen. Absolutely amazing. I just don't know how they get away with this. But again, it's all about money, big corporations. Go look at the charts. It's just a few companies that handle everything. BlackRock, all the whole 9 yards. It's amazing. And it's taken us this long for us to figure this out. For our last piece, we're going to have Jelly Roll featuring Miley Cyrus. Hear me cry, Lord. Oh, hear my cry, Lord. New Country Gospel 2026. I was like, Miley Cyrus is doing gospel stuff? Have a listen.
It's me again. I don't got fancy words tonight. Just a tired hoe. If I fall apart right here at your feet, will you still love what's left of me? I ain't got much, but all I am is reaching out with these empty hands. Broken prayers still reach the throne. Tears still matter, you're still known. When you're weak, that's where he starts. He's closest to a shattered heart. Hear my cry, Lord, I surrender now. Every fear, every scar, every sacred vow. I can't pretend that I'm okay. I need you more than words can say. Pull me close, don't let me go. I trust you even when I don't know. Hear my cry, Lord. Hear my cry.
I've been walking through this valley way too long, trying to be strong, but my strength is gone. I tell myself I'll be okay, but the tears still fall when I try to pray. I've carried shame like it's my name. Every wrong turn still feels the same. I'm on my knees, don't know what for. Just know I can't do this anymore.
If you're close to the broken, then I'm out here. If you still hear whispers, please hear these tears. Hear my cry, Lord. I'm calling out. I don't have the answers. I just have died. I'm tired of fighting this war alone. Trying to find my way back home. If you're still there, don't turn away. I need your mercy more than ever today. Hear my cry, Lord. Hear my cry. It sees the way you've been holding inside. Every silent scream, every tear you hide. You don't have to earn his love or break. He meets you out in your weakest place. When your faith still feel like a dying flame. He don't love you less, he don't love you change. Just lift your eyes, you're not alone. We've been walking with you all along.
I don't know how to fix this mess. All I know is I need your help.
Hear my cry, Lord. We're calling out. We don't have the answers, just faith and doubt. We're tired of fighting this war alone, trying to find our way back home. If you're still there, don't turn away. We need your mercy more than ever today. Hear our cry, Lord. Hear our cry. If I fall apart right here at your feet, will you still love what's left of me? I ain't got much, but all I am is reaching out with these empty hands. Broken prayers still reach the throne. Fear still matter, you're still known. When you're weak, that's where he starts. He's closest to a shattered heart. Hear my cry, Lord. I surrender now. Every fear, every scar, every sacred vow. I can't pretend that I'm okay. I need you more than words can say. Hold me close, don't let me go. I trust you came to you empty, tired and worn, but I'm leaving with hope, big bone, leaving if that's just take that time. At least I know you heard my cry.
Jelly Roll featuring Miley Cyrus. Hear My Cry, Lord, from New Country Gospel 2026, Breakthrough Records. Absolutely, I thought it was pretty good. I still can't believe Miley changed her little tune and she's into gospel music. Then I found out it's all fake. That's right. There is a warning label right after it. Warning, altered or synthetic content, sounds or visuals were significantly edited or digitally generated. AI. There's an entire album with these two singing, if not hundreds, if not thousands of songs already out there on the internet that is AI. I mean, yeah, it sounds good. I don't know what the harm is, but it's not them. It's crazy. This world is getting nuts, folks. At least the message was powerful and meaningful, but oh my goodness. AI, yep, it's going to be very interesting coming up, 2026. So what did you think? I thought it was pretty good. Emotional, very spiritual. I thought it was a good song, but dang, it's only a matter of time before we can not tell visual AI from real life. Obviously, they got the music scene going that we'll have no clue. The year of enlightenment. So with that, I want to say have a good week. Keep looking for that elusive truth. We love you. God loves you. And we will see you real soon. You take care. Have a good one. Bye.